everyone, this is Charu, legal intern at Lexis and Company. This video is an overlook of maritime laws in India. India has rich history in dealing with sea trade as well as a variety of trade and non-trading practices via sea within and beyond the confines of the country. It was known in the range of historical records that in ancient time there were several merchants and traders coming to India and going from India as well. Thus, there existed a variety of regulations, rules, and set of laws in this field from time immemorial. Subsequent to independence, the government looked into this issue critically and enacted a mixture of statutes and laws to maintain a strong, efficient, and continuously developing trade practices via sea. The Merchant Shipping Act in the year of 1958 was enacted for assured rules as well as development in this field spaced out from this act. We had diverse laws put forward by the British government such as the Coasting Vessels Act in the year of 1838, Inland Steam Vessels Act in the year of 1917, as well as a range of other laws and regulations. However, all such laws were not in accordance with the prevailing Indian arrangement of coastal trade. Thus, the government implemented various fresh rules and regulations for the improvement of the prevailing set of practices of the coastal trade. There are definite areas where the government and its subordinates can look into matters concerning the off-trade practice and shipping such as marine insurance, carriage of goods by sea, registration of ships, loss of ownership and ship sale and formulating contracts, ship dismantling, ship financing and mortgage, etc. The government must also look upon certain environmental issues where an increase in marine business will increase the pace of pollution caused by the seawater as well as the living creatures in it. Usually, a ship, whether in the Indian waters or in the international high seas, all through its voyage is a subject matter of abundant deals and contracts that may produce odds for disputes. In addition, issues can also for other reasons such as wages and allowance of the crew, coalition, obligations to ports and other authorities, or even slaughter of life or individual hurt caused by ship or happening in association with the voyage. Besides maritime laws in India as well as somewhere else in the world is a wide-ranging division of law, which means it includes maritime liens, ship financing, carriage of goods by seas, loss of ownership and registration of ships, marine insurance, ship sale, ship building contracts, ship mortgages, limitation of liability, manning of ships, salvage, the law of collisions, customs and port laws, claims and priority of the same, the law of marine pollution as well as the towage and pilotage. All of these domains are enclosed by numerous legislations in India, which are completely founded on colonial British legislations on the subject, as made valid in India and as amended by Indian Parliament from time to time basis. Before delving into the theme of maritime legislation in India, it is fairly relevant to mark out its beginning in the English rule and regulations on admiralty jurisdiction and control exercised by the English courts in excess of foreign ships. The current maritime laws in India have developed from colonial times, such as the Territorial Waters Jurisdiction Act in the year of 1878, the Admiralty Offences or Colonial Act in the year of 1849, the Coasting Vessels Act in the year of 1838, the Inland Steam Vessels Act in the year of 1917, the Indian Registration of Ships Act in the year of 1841, Amendment Act in the year of 1850, the Indian Registration of Ships Act, the Indian Ports Act, the Indian Merchant Shipping Act, the Control of Shipping Act, the Merchant Seaman Litigation Act, the merchant shipping laws, etc. Adding to the above mention, a sequence of legislative acts of British Parliament promulgated between the year of 1823 and 1940 governed a variety of domains of Indian shipping, including ship owners' liability, Certificate of Seafarers, Salvage, Safety and Load Line Conventions. For determining the issues, the Admiralty jurisdiction of Indian courts had a beginning with letters patent in the year of 1862, which vested the high courts of judicature at Bombay, Madras and Fort William in Bengal with control of adjudication and trial of maritime disputes arising in India, which was however established by the Colonial Courts of Admiralty India Act in the year of 1891. By the Colonial Courts of Admiralty Act in the year of 1890, the requirements of the Admiralty Court Act in the year of 1840 and the Admiralty Court Act in the year of 1861 were made relevant to courts in British India as they were the courts of law in British ownership. Post-independence, the jurisdiction of Admiralty courts in India were as well limited to the claims as enumerated in the aforementioned British legislations. However, in the year of 1993, the SCI in MV Elizabeth firmly opened that High Court in India are greater courts of records with limitless jurisdiction, with inbuilt and plenary powers to make a decision on their own jurisdiction, to restore grievances according to what is professed to be the principles of justice, equity and good conscience, where law is unspoken and judicial intervention is necessary. Therefore, the SCI prepared the principles of International Convention of Maritime Laws appropriate in India's common law in the place of previous age British legislations, since there was no Indian law prevailing the court's jurisdiction with reference to the maritime claims. In 2005, the Government of India spread a drafted bill for an Admiralty Act in the year of 2005, which proposed to revoke all the aforementioned outdated British legislations to bring into being an inclusive law to protect the jurisdiction, claims, procedure, etc. in Admiralty law in India. Though it was shot down, making the persistence of function of the old age law British legislations for the reasons best recognized to the makers of law. So that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Let's Click and comment your feedbacks below.